here, can you tell us something about yourself and one point of interest about these? You're playing YSAE, right? Something that you find, that we might find interesting about the YSAE.
Hello, my name is Hiro. I'm from Cupertino, California. I happen to play the violin. One thing I really like about the YSAE is that it draws a lot of different influences, sort of from Bach and going to like French Impressionism. And I think by doing this, he sort of creates a very magical and otherworldly atmosphere. So I hope you enjoy.
Great. Here. How long have you been working on this?
A month or two, I think.
Okay. So, talking about this a little bit in the Brahms' first movement, but so what this is, it's a ballade. It's, what does that mean to you? Well, the ballade refers to, like, do you know some other composers who wrote some ballades? It's a poetic form, it's a musical form, but, well, taking away the title, would you say this is, I mean, you're telling a story, basically. There's a great narrative sense to it. Now, it's not program music, you don't have to, you know, attach it to a storyline. But the importance of telling a story, or a short story, novel, in the case of like Brahms' Concerto, it's more of a novel, this is more of a short story, is that there are clear paragraphs and chapters, right? And right now, so what I'd love for you to focus on even more in your conception of this piece is where those paragraphs, there's sentences, paragraphs, and then chapters, the bigger sections, okay? So can you just walk me through very quickly what you think maybe the chapters are, or the bigger, maybe that's too strong of a word, but. And this kind of organization of the larger the scale of the piece you're playing, the more important it is, but it's important also even for, you know, very short songs that you're playing, the organization of ideas, right, and how they relate to each other. And the reason is because I think you can delineate more clearly between, sometimes with time, sometimes with dramatic effect, sometimes with dynamic, what the different, and color, what the different sections are. Okay, so what do you think? Clearly we have this introductory. Okay, so what do you think the first big section is?
If we're talking big section.
Yeah, big section.
This whole entire first page.
Yeah, leading up to this, right? Okay, and then there's clearly that's.
Another up page.
Yeah.
This is, I think, another entire. And then that's a new chapter, I would say.
Yeah, very dreamy, exploratory, right? Okay, and then?
Right here.
And then, by the way, in this, so we're talking now about this section, where there's a place that this, where does it lead to? I mean, it's wandering, it's meandering, but then there's a place of incredible intensity at which it arrives, right? Where is that? Yeah, the hard part.
The hard part.
Right, yeah. And so I thought, okay, for example, that could have been a more dramatic, like it almost seemed too easy for you. Like you breeze through it, and I didn't feel that build up to it and the kind of the dramatic excitement of that, okay? And then coming away into this is kind of like another, this seemed to me, elided into what came before. Okay, so all of this to me there was wonderful flow to it, but I think there can be more dramatic contrast. Okay, and now going on. Yeah, we come back to this, right? And this should be a bigger moment. There's a writ, he writes fortissimo, right there. So that too, I was kind of only aware that it was happening because first of all, I know the piece, but also, you know, after you kind of stated it, then I was aware, but I think you have to set it up more. In the way that here, this is a place where you'd be, there's like a cliffhanger and you're turning the page, if you can think of it that way, okay? All right, so let's just go, let me just work quickly through a couple of points. One is, okay, so in this opening recitative, okay, we have these fermatas between these two phrases, right? Your timing there was great. Now, I thought that, but it's one thought in between, right? So this was great. Here, it's beautiful how you're placing that, but I thought it was that the lines, the sentence, the long meandering sentence, stopped too much there. And then same thing here, I think. Yeah, there. We're going all the way to, right? So that's one thing, that's a minor detail, but really thinking through all the way to like where the end of your sentence is. And then the other thing is that, this is a question I have for you. He writes fortissimo, molto crescendo fortissimo here, in the very opening, you have a fortissimo here. I would take those fortissimos, you want to be strong, but this, actually, the way you played this was actually kind of the strongest dynamic you gave the whole ballade. So just think about that, okay? That you're giving, what does it mean in this context? You're giving intensity, but make sure it's not, this is not where it's the peak intensity of the entire piece, okay? Now, I want you to play the opening again, but can we just work on this? Okay, so this is, what would you call this theme? Is it? Yeah. Or how important is it, or is it?
It's very recurring.
Recurring, yeah, it's like a principal theme, right? Okay, so I wanted to talk about bow distribution, actually. Very exciting topic for me. How are you thinking of the accents, of executing them? Because we have those accents, right? Which he pretty much writes every time. And then sometimes we have, yeah, that figure.
I'm trying to do weight and also a little bit of bow speed, but I'm not sure if I'm executing the bow speed enough right now.
Yeah, so can we think less about weight for this language here and think more about bow speed? Now, if you're going to use bow speed, you need more bow, right? So what I'm seeing is from the U, okay? So what I'd like you to do is plan, maybe use just slightly over half your bow, not most of your bow. So we don't have to get the, rely on this weight kind of thing, right? Because I think it's more of a whooshy accent. And actually try using your vibrato too for the accent. Can we try that? Yeah, there's a lot of, for now, just let go of the weight, okay? I do want a clear start, right? You want to hear that, so, and then articulate with some speed and then say bow. Does that make sense? Here. So we're just changing the amount of speed we're using. Don't try not to use this too much. I think on this plane. Yeah. And don't stop the bow at all. It's ha, but da 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 da. Yeah. How different does that feel?
I feel a little bit out of control.
Okay. So were you trying to control it by stopping the bow, or? Okay, so take it back, take the bow speed back one notch, but don't add it back in the weight, okay? I don't want you to feel totally out of control, but I don't think this is the kind of thing that needs to be so hyper-controlled, right? Not that you're playing it that way, but it is quite controlled, and I think it can have more abandon. Because who was this written for? Who was this dedicated to?
Enescu.
Yeah, Enescu. Have any of you heard recordings of Enescu? Some of you? Okay, Nick Cords has, apparently. Yeah, there are recordings of him available, and it's something, also, how many of you have heard recordings of YSAE playing? chords. I would strongly recommend for all of you at some point to listen to these old recordings of Enescu and YSAE, just to get in your ear what their aesthetic was and what their sound world was like. Not because you have to imitate it, but it really will inform your approach, right? And I think this kind, the way actually both of them approach accents as well is different, not so angular. Okay. Okay. Try it one more time. Great. Now this time, don't think about your right arm at all. Think about the vibrato and try to just execute with the left hand. Okay. With the addition of more vibrato. Okay. Okay. Now try to integrate the two with vibrato and the bow speed thing. Yeah. So the bow speed should be changing at that point. So suddenly faster. Okay, just try the up bow. Yeah. Now let's try a little less, not so violent. Mm-hmm. Okay, now try the whole thing. Good. How free do you feel at this point right now?
Very much freer.
Much freer. Okay, can we add one more element, which is that all of us tend to accumulate and carry a lot of tension in our jaw when we play. I know my dentist tells me that I grind my teeth, and so a lot of us, carry tension when we're sleeping as well. So in the accents, you are clenching and adding tension here where you probably don't realize it, right? And I go back to my point before, which is that for a long career, long, healthy life as a musician, you want to try to eliminate as much tension, the kind of tension that doesn't serve you. There's tension that we need. So can you try it once? You can try with your mouth open if you don't mind, or maybe just like smiling, and this time just be conscious of what's happening here. Okay, just try this. So yeah, the smile is not for showboating, not for showing off. It's just to release the muscles back here. Okay, so try like the Joker grin. Yeah. You stop smiling. Yeah. You stop smiling just at the da-dum there, right? Which is where you were clenching. So try it one more time, and try that fluid bow stroke too. Okay. Keep smiling. Yeah. Now, I know it's silly, but it's something to practice, not necessarily the smiling thing, but to be mindful, this is for all of you, when you're practicing, of recognizing where you hold tension. And one place that pretty much everyone I know, 98%, including myself, of people when they play, at the most difficult moments, like when you're playing double stops or accents or lots of runs, is people clench here. And that is not your friend, that is your enemy. So you want to practice in the release. And it's something that you have to be conscious of all the time to let go of that habit. Okay, so I want to build up to that moment, right, of this very declamatory statement. Can we actually, okay, so this is silly, but can we go from here? We're going to skip just for the sake of time. The first line. Go from here, and I want you to think of through the line, right, of where I said of where there's a rest, where you were taking, I said too much time, of playing as if you're continuing the thought, right? And remember, the intensity here, you're going to save some for, Maybe just breaths. Keep going. Good. Now sing these accents. Good. Good. That was a more continuous thought now. Next one. Breathe. Keep going. Too much time, almost. 2 here. Release your jaw. A little more direction. Now. Okay, good, good. Here. This is already too strong. Yeah, that's piano, right? Can we just go from here? So, can we go from there? And can you hear? Think of connecting as much over your bow changes as possible, as if there's air between the bow changes, okay? Go from here. Air. Piano. Too much bow. Too much bow. One more time from here. Yeah, I know. So. Good. Release your jaw. Yeah. Start small. Yeah. Because we're building this whole line to yeah. Small, less bow. Good. Good. Release your jaw. Good. Good. Yeah, these accents too. Can you think more speed? Da da ba da ba da. And is it okay to start there? Okay, and also, can you stand, you're standing with your left foot back, yeah. Can you stand with it more evenly balanced? It's a lot to think about, I know. Yeah, it's still too much bite here, yeah. Think vibrato, da 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 da. Good. One more time, and can you think about using different amounts of bow for this line? It's not dum bum bum bum, just to however you want to do it. But. Good. Okay, what did he write here? So it's like I was talking about in the build-up to the recap to, or what do you call when he, there's a writ, okay. Can you do it one more? Da, 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 da. How dramatic can you be with this writ? Because you're setting up the statement of da, da, ba, da, 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 da. Yeah, wherever you start before that. Yeah, okay, da, da. How much can you hold there? Da, 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 da. How much of it can you do? Exaggerate. Yeah, okay, one more time. Can you do that one more time? And a little more bow speed, less weight. Was that as much writ? Is that as much writ as you can do? You can do more writ, right? Wait! Right. The suspense should kill us. Da, what's gonna happen next? Okay, just go on that up. Da. Right. And now you have to come back down to build up to da da da. Okay. Go one more time from. Come back down. And build up to. Good. Bow speed. We have to stop, right? Okay. Great. So just in summary, for the other sections too, if you can really think about the timing or the breathing that you're taking to differentiate each of the small chapters in the story. Okay, great. Thank you so much. And think about the bow speed thing.